Hi everyone, welcome to another live stream. I'm here with Marin, and how's everyone doing? Tell us in the chat. And Marin, how are you doing?
Well, I am great. I am just coming off of a Halloween decoration filled weekend. I was just explaining right before we went live that our family has this tradition of choosing a theme every year and decorating full costumes. And if you couldn't guess from the shirt that I'm wearing, we chose Beetlejuice as our theme this year. So, yay! Yep, it's gonna be a fun Halloween at our house this year since we weren't really able to celebrate last year with the pandemic, but we're making up for it this year.
That sounds amazing. And
Yes.
I'm super jealous of your costume theme. And another big thing that's going on right now besides Halloween, Mercury retrograde. And I don't know if everyone out here, you might notice that we'll only be taking YouTube questions today because Facebook is down. So YouTube, you get exclusive questions today. Be thankful that Facebook is down because we'll just be focusing on you. And Marin, do you want to explain a little bit more about like what Mercury retrograde is and what it affects? Because some people might not know, like, why is she talking about Facebook being down?
Sure. Yeah. Just a real quick crash course on Mercury retrograde. Retrograde means that a planet is traveling in a reversed or opposite pattern from its normal orbit. And so if you think of retro, the first two letters of that, RE, rewind, redo, rethink, regroup. So
Yep.
anything that kind of falls into that category of going backwards to revise something, whether it's repairing a relationship or nutrition, health conscious, you can work with Mercury retrograde in a positive way to recreate and redo aspects of your life that just aren't working for you. But some of the areas that Mercury retrograde, because the planet Mercury affects communication. And so why people complain about cell phone glitches, missed appointments, dates, times, you're stood up for a date because somebody had the date wrong. All of those situations are affected by the planet Mercury. So when it's in a retrograde pattern, which we are now in until the 18th, things that are affecting communication and technology, take extra precaution. Now is not the best time to be signing that real estate contract, or if you have to, double, triple check, have another set of eyes, review it, because this is a time where glitches occur in the written and verbal word. And there are little things that we can do to help combat that with ritual and just mindfulness and extra caution, or working around these dates. If you can book your trip after the 18th, travel sometimes is affected by retrograde, so book it after the 18th. But right now we're just in time period that can be a little bit difficult, but it's also very beneficial if you want to rewind and recreate aspects of your life that haven't been working well for you. Now is the time to focus on those.
Yes. And if you want to check out our blog and our YouTube channel, we have videos and blogs all about, how to work with Mercury retrograde, or how, like for example, on YouTube, we have how to make your own crystal grid, crystals to help you get through Mercury retrograde. All kinds of fun and interesting content. I'm betting Facebook is going to put up some Mercury retrograde precautions next year. But without any further ado, we're going to start taking questions. And for anyone that's never been here before, welcome, first off. And second, a little example or a little explanation of how this works. We'll be taking questions for the next hour. Marin will answer as many questions as she can get to, but in order to go quicker, we ask that you be very specific. So no, very vague questions. If you're asking about a specific person, please use their first name. It just helps Marin connect faster. And again, we can get to as many people as possible. And if you do want more information, you can always give her a call, or any of our psychics after, to take that deeper dive. Also, we won't be taking any questions on health or legal matters. So nothing about court cases, if you're going to win or not, or pregnancy issues or health issues, those won't be able to answer. But anything on your love and relationship questions, your career, life path, anything on deceased loved ones, if you want to try to connect with someone, Marin is a fantastic medium. And without any further ado, I think we'll take our first question. You ready, Marin?
I am ready. All right, here we go.
Okay, so our first question comes from Anu. She says, "Hi, Psychic Marin. Hope you're well. I wanted to know if me and my ex-boyfriend Herman will reconcile. We last spoke yesterday and saw each other on Sunday."
Yes, I mean, your situation is such that you're already in the process of reconciling, and I think you kind of know that, but what you're wanting from me is a more definitive, specific date, and I'm getting like 20th, 21st, right around that window. Then I see this back on track. The only thing is it's never really verbalized or specifically said, like, we are back together. So you're just going to notice specifically that the 20th, then it just starts to shift. If you want to verbalize it, if you want that label, I'd suggest you bring it up, because by the end of this month, you were back in a relationship and it just feels like things are a little bit swept under the rug, but moving forward nonetheless. And I see you rather happy. So congrats.
So our next question is from Mirna. Mirna says, "Hi, Psychic Marin. So my ex Adam has been trying to get back with me, but I've been talking to a new guy named Nick. How do you see things going with both men? Thank you."
Okay. Give me just 1 second because I'm trying to get an image of him. I actually don't see tremendous compatibility with the new guy. I believe you said it was Nick. I don't see compatibility with him. I just feel like it's kind of the new shiny object and it's distracting you. You're getting a lot more attention, which is going to create a little bit more of a jealousy with Adam, knowing that you're not available. You're not reaching out as much. You're not essentially waiting for him. I see 3 more weeks. So that's going to put you actually right at the end of October for you as well. And I see Adam really starting to make a greater effort in about 3 more weeks. So it's going to start to gradually increase. And then right around the end of October is when I see him just saying, like, come on, let's do this. I want this. Let's do this. So you're going to have that definitive, and then Nick just starts to kind of fade away a little bit more. And there are a couple other people that Nick has been talking to. So that's not something that I see that's solely just the 2 of you. But I think the connection with Nick has served its purpose. It's giving you a little bit of just a sounding board, and you're going to just circle right back to Adam.
Nice.
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out to everyone, again, thank you everyone for watching. I realize now that we're doing exclusively YouTube that a lot of people are using their accounts that have different usernames and aren't using their real name. So if you don't mind, can you please put your name or what your name is in your comment? So again, we have both your name and the person you're asking about. For example, Bubble Bath. I want to answer your question, but what's your name besides Bubble Bath? Thank you. So we'll come back to that one. I'll look for your comment. Let's see. Whoa. For example, thank you, Forever A says, "I'm Artelia. Sorry if I got that wrong. Has the grants coordinator job with Port Houston been filled, or will I get it? When will my financial situation get better?"
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I am seeing a position, and it looks like it's still affiliated with the same organization, but I'm not seeing this for almost 2 months out. And unfortunately, I don't feel like this position is still available. But the difficulty I'm having is I'm not getting an image of who they filled it with. So I don't know if it's just an issue where they are not hiring somebody right away. I'm not going to guess, but what I do see is that it's the same organization. There's still going to be communication, And I get that they're going to invite you, or there's another position that you were asked to apply for that they're suggesting that they send your resume in. I don't want to confuse you, but it doesn't show me that there's any additional action on your end. It's just not something that I see you hired until the end of November. So you're looking at almost a 2-month more window until you're officially hired. The very beginning of November is when you were applying for this job, when there's negotiations about this job. And financially, I actually feel like it's a little bit more. I mean, nominally, like a couple thousand more salary wise, but it's still a better position. And you're working in tandem with somebody else. I just see this partnership with 2 people. So I feel like they're kind of switching gears just a little bit in their approach. So, boy, you're somebody that I would love to be able just to ask a couple questions to clarify. If you wanted more information, I'm going to be on later this evening. But I do feel like this is still the path for you, but just a little bit of a delay. Financial stability starts to improve by late February. But I think you're starting to worry, or there's concern. Obviously, you want the new job, but you still are looking at 2 months out.
Nice. And that was a good reminder. If anyone wants to get a one-on-one reading with Marin, you said you're going to be on later on today. Is that correct? Or what's your schedule like for the week?
So I will be on from 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific time tonight. So just about an hour after we complete this live. And then the remainder of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from 11 to 7, 8 p.m. Pacific time. So I've got a lot of hours this week.
Perfect. And I would suggest everyone jump in her queue, because I know that she gets busy and full. And if Marin isn't available, we have hundreds of other psychics on the line. Please check out their profiles. We have Marin's profile linked in the description of this video. And we'll get to the next question, because I know everyone's like, Carly, we get it. We get it. Next. But I just want to make sure everyone knows that these one-on-one readings are fantastic. Clarice says, hey, Marin, can you tell me if me and Prescott reconcile, and when, and if there is another woman?
I don't see any concerns with another woman. I'm not shown anybody specific. Now, I don't want to, gosh, I'm not even going to say anything because I don't want to worry you. I just get that he's out, that he is going out, that he is buddied up with another male that I see going out, but I don't get any specific relationship or dates. You're not going to be starting to reconcile though until December. You've got a long ways. You're going to feel like you are in November. You're going to start getting a little more optimistic around holiday time in November. I actually don't see that reconciliation though until right around the end of December.
Sonika says, will it work out with Gary? Oh, wait. Oh, I thought it was a relationship question. I'm so sorry. Let's go with the second half and say, will she get, and will I get job with state? Sonika, we'll answer the second part of your question. I'm sorry, we won't be able to answer any health questions.
I don't know if she's asking if that he has cancer or if he is a sign, that he's an astrological sign of cancer.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think you're correct. I think you're correct.
That, but regardless, we have to steer clear of any health matters. And if he is a Cancer, thank you for that additional information. And job situation for him. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boy, there are some underlying issues here, and I feel like there is either. How do I skip over this? There are some underlying issues, and I see them having meeting after meeting and talking with him, and they're showing me everything is resolved. And when I'm looking at January, like literally New Year's, that's when he can breathe. That's when he is clear. That's when he is working. I just feel like it is, you need to submit this document. Oh, we lost it. Well, you need to do this again. Now you need to test for this. You need to provide, like it is a long, long, long drawn out, frustrating, discouraging path. right after New Year's, it is now smooth sailing. So yes, that looks like a positive path after a lot of ups and downs and just little glitches of frustration.
Yeah. Ashley V says, hey, Marin, when can I expect my finances and overall career to get better?
March. That was easy. Boom, March.
Oh.
And I don't know if the date March 3rd means anything to you, but for some reason, that was something that they gave me. If you're expecting a lump sum of money, or if there's anything that you are waiting for with a specific date, or if there's a larger purchase that's validating this financial stability, but very beginning of March, you are doing great.
Awesome. Cheyenne says, are me and Donnell coming together, meaning him wanting to be more serious in our relationship, taking it to the next level?
There are two gentlemen around you, and one of them is a little bit darker. One of them's darker complected, and then the other gentleman is fairer. And the man that I'm getting that is darker complected, that's the no. And I'm questioning or feeling like this is him. There's somebody else that they're showing me you with, and then early February is when this becomes a really serious relationship. So I still feel like this gentleman is in your life that you're asking about, but I just see you getting discouraged and waiting and being let down again and again. And I'm sorry, I know that's not the answer you want to hear, but the positive is that I see you in a much happier relationship. And this man is more of a businessman, and that might not feel like this is your type. But he's very witty, very funny, really helps just pair your enthusiasm and bringing you out of your shell, very social. Very beginning of February is when this relationship is starting. So if you're feeling this up and down with this other gentleman, there is something better right around the corner. I'm sorry.
It's good to know.
Sorry, but not sorry, because
yeah,
you'll be happier.
Yeah. Angelica says, wanting to hear from my mom. Her name is Jessica. Any messages? Thank you.
Okay, give me just 1 second because I'm drawn up. This is nurturing in the sense that she's concerned about your relationship, or concerned about lack of you feeling loved, or heartache, or I almost question, like, did she not approve of the relationship, or is she concerned about the relationship? If you're having relationship difficulties, it's almost like this nurturing of, I just want to give you a hug. Like, I want to be like, I'm giving you this virtual hug because you're so unhappy. And I feel like the more important message is allowing giving yourself permission to be honest with what you're really feeling, or disappointment around love, or lack of feeling loved. And is it time for you to find a different partnership? Yeah, it's tough, because what I'm getting almost feels like, did she not know this person, or did she not have an opportunity to meet this person, or why is there a sense of disapproval? That's what it's feeling like. Like, she just wants you to be happier in love.
It's a good message, though. Bubble Bath got back to us. Says, hi, my name is Saran. My first time here. Does Gary have feelings for me? Will we ever be in a relationship?
Gary has feelings for you. Your hurdle is going to be literally pinning him down. I don't know if he's traveling for work, or if he's just bouncing between two different locations, but the struggle you're going to find is that he's not available. He's not consistently available. If you can adjust and accept that this will be a very long distance, emotionally long distance at times, even if he's physically right down the street, I just see he's not available. It's like a workaholic feeling. If you are okay with that lack of being two peas in a pod. And I feel like there's a little bit more of you that wants to be nurturing, wants that more domestic role in his life, wants to nurture and support him. He's not really wanting that. He wants a companion when it's convenient, and then it's kind of a hot and cold relationship. And if that's okay with you, this relationship will work. Otherwise, just be mindful that you're really compromising. And you can only compromise so much without losing the joy and your happiness in the relationship.
Got it. And before I forget, I forgot to mention at the last 20-ish minutes of the live, Marin will be taking speed round questions. So it'll be with her tarot deck, and you don't even have to ask a specific question. So a lot of people maybe don't feel comfortable getting all personal on social media. A lot of people do. But if you just want to say, can you draw a love card for me, or a life path card? Marin will shuffle her deck, pull a card for you, and interpret what that card is according to what your topic is. Or if you just want to say general, then you can take it however it means to you. But that'll be the last 20 minutes. So make sure you stay tuned. I'll be taking more questions then.
Yes.
Our next question is from Perry. She says, hi, Psychic Marin. Is it possible to connect to my grandmother who passed away around 10 years ago? I always called her Dottie, and I don't know her real name, but would be very grateful for any messages.
Okay. You're somebody that actually has more of just a rainbow of family members and lineage of family members. So there's just a real close connection. She's surrounded by probably a dozen people. She's singing. I get this image of the one that is the loudest, and I can't validate if this is her or not. I was hoping to validate it through her name, but the image that I'm getting is a petite blonde, and I feel like this is somebody other than who you're asking about. But I just keep getting this image of this woman that's like wanting to sing and wanting you to sing with her, or if you're a singer, or she's encouraging you to sing something about like music and singing and expressing yourself. There's a second woman, and I think that this is who you're asking about, but she's not your immediate guide. This blonde petite singer that probably passed away 10 years ago, that's the one that is your guide that's closest to you. The other woman that I believe this is her that you're asking about, is a little bit more distant. She's a little bit more quiet. She's a little bit more reserved. And I think that has more to do with her passing, or more to do with the sadness. It's a very different energy, very kind of withdrawn, a little bit more sad. I think that she had a rougher transition, or that it was a medical situation or transition, because she's not really talking. She's not communicating right now. But the other one sure is, and she's encouraging singing and boisterous and loud and vocal and speaking up and really trying to encourage presence. And so if you're working on confidence and presence, or like join Toastmasters or a speaking group or speech classes, like she's really encouraging you this for your life path.
And speaking of life path, this next question I thought was pretty interesting because it's more about advice. But Jasmine says, hello, Psychic Marin. Any advice on how I can release the negative energy and trapped emotions around my heart?
Oh, what an insightful question. Thank you. I think that the reason why, first of all, I want to address why you're experiencing this, because this was not just one, but just series of relationships you love hard. And I think it's a combination of your personality, your astrological makeup, how you were raised, and you just give 100%. So probably it's nothing that I would discourage or suggest you change, but when you love, you give all. And this partnership that I see you with, it was a soul partnership that really has served that purpose. And now that is disintegrating, the lessons that you gained in that relationship were very important. And now you're feeling more alone. And I just don't feel like this relationship was a relationship that you were supposed to continue. I feel like this was a past connection. You now have come to the conclusion of this relationship and how it's affecting you in this life path. And because it was such an important relationship, that's why it's so much harder for you just to be able to let this go. So rather than trying to convince yourself or go through exercises or work yourself through this emotion, I think that I would rather give you a big hug for the fact that you are allowing yourself to feel the depth in these emotions and how alive you feel, even though it is painful at times. You're not pushing this away and pushing this away. You're feeling, and you're at the peak of this. And what I am seeing timeline wise is you have about 3 more weeks when this is just naturally going to subside on its own. So I would rather actually encourage you to keep feeling the emotion, which sounds like it might contradict what you were wanting. But the more that you're feeling this and appreciative of what all of these relationships brought to you, and most notably the recent end of this relationship, how this has evolved, what changes you've made in your life because of this relationship, because I see that the appreciation, even though there's pain, is going to help you move through this, and having that mindfulness and that mindset of, wow, this was tough, but look at how I've evolved and look at what this has brought me. It's going to just naturally help you start to see the positive in your life moving forward, while still holding on to all of these lessons that you've gained and valuing how this person affected your life rather than trying to dispose of it. But what you really need to know is you've got 3 more weeks of feeling this way before that cloud starts to lift. But I do appreciate the desire for you to really evolve and the introspection that you're doing, and it shows in your question. But don't push these lessons away, because I think it's shaping who you are.
I said, very well said. Let's see. Julie says, hi, will Joseph propose? Will he become more consistent?
I think you can tell from my smile, yes, but you're not until springtime next year. I feel like it is early May. I keep getting a lot of his concerns right now are financial stability. They're not so much about the relationship as it is him being prepared and ready for this next level of responsibility. So you're just a little bit above, or you're a little more mature than he is in that sense. And so he's catching up. But yes, he will. And I think you'll be very happy next year.
Nice. Okay, let's see. Francesca says, will my husband Brian go through with a divorce or ask to restore our marriage? We have been separated for over a year.
Gosh, you are a tricky one. And the reason why I say that is because what I'm getting is he is constantly changing his mind. I mean, it is, yes, I see myself getting back together. No, I just can't do it anymore. This is not about the marriage. This is about him personally. I mean, this just screams midlife crisis. This screams that he's going through this major evolutionary mental process, which a lot of people have been forced into as a result of the pandemic. I really feel like you guys are going to survive this relationship, regardless of if this divorce goes through. That's a technicality, and I think it is rather important to you. So I don't mean to dismiss your question, but I just see that the divorce or I don't know the term, but either abandoning the divorce or the divorce going through, regardless, I still see the two of you together. But right now he's just up and down and up and down. By the end of October, it starts feeling a little bit better, but I think you guys are really looking at late January, and that's when I see him more solid and committed to wanting this relationship. But this is about him, not the marriage. And I see that a lot. I do. I think it's very easy when somebody calls me within the first minute of talking and I get just a little glimmer of what's going on, I'm able to advise somebody in how to help repair or view the relationship differently, or if it's necessary, instead kind of step back to salvage the relationship, to allow the person to go through the transformation that they need to go through, instead of making it about the divorce or separation, which would more likely happen if you just keep poking it and poking it and poking it. Sometimes it's better just to stop back if it's for them, time for them to go through the change.
Wow. I did see this one note from Jasmine. I think you made her happy with your answers. She said, thank you very much.
You're very thoughtful. Thank you for writing back.
And then our next one, Michelle wants to say, hi, Marin. What does Mark think about us?
I think that he is happy with the relationship when it works according to his schedule. There's a little bit of a selfish mindset that I pick up. You may feel that it's a little hot and cold or on and off, or that you get pushed off. That's because he's a social butterfly. He likes to have his independence. He fits you into his life when it's convenient. And I think that he's happy with that. And I think that you've learned, so I don't see you pushing, but he's content with how it is. And I feel like you've got this same pattern for at least 6-7 more months, where it's a little bit more hands off. But if you stay the course and allow for him to have a lot more freedom, I see it really working. I do see this being a good fit for the two of you, as long as you can be mindful of that and it doesn't disappoint you that you're just not constantly together.
And then a quick reminder for anyone that's new here, we have a promo code LIVE5. So LIVE5 will get you $5 added on to any new customer packages. So if you've never got a reading with California Psychics before, go to our website or download our app, create an account. And when you create your account, put in LIVE5 in the promo code area. And when you buy your first package, you'll get $5 extra added to your account for extra time with your psychic. And it could be Marin. Remember, her bio is linked in this description of the video. And you can click it and you can read all about her. You can get added to her queue, get a one-on-one reading. And we have about 30 minutes left, so still plenty of time and plenty of questions to get to. So our next one is from Mika. Hi, beautiful souls. Can you please tell me when I will travel to study medicine and in which country? I've been waiting too much for medical school.
Okay. You know what? I get a strong connection with Germany, but then I keep seeing you it's only going to be temporary. So if you were to tell me it's a 2-year travel plan, or that you planned on being away for 2 years, I feel like you are starting in Germany. And then I keep getting like a connection with Switzerland because it's specialty. You're going to switch gears just a little bit. I see a 2-year time frame, 1 year Germany, then it switches, and I'm pretty sure it's Switzerland. And then I see you back in the States, but I keep getting a connection with Pennsylvania and that region. Was there another question in there, or was it just timing and where she's going?
I think it was just timing and where she's going, yeah.
I think the best thing I could alert you to is knowing that final year, there's going to be a little bit of a transition. And I feel like you're taking more of a natural route or interest. And I also want to say that I'm not seeing anything that's more along the lines of cosmetic and plastic surgery or beauty. It's more of, I guess I would say, naturopathic medicine, or something that's more of a holistic approach to medicine.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Jacob Daniel says, when will I find love again? Any details? Is it with destiny? Sorry, I'm here. A lot of my love life. A lot of my love life is a mess right now.
Um, yes and no. I unfortunately feel like the connection with destiny is a situation that you really have outgrown. And I think that you're still so close and connected and focused on that relationship that it's not you're not allowing yourself to see how much you've grown and how she's in terms of maturity. It feels like she's 5 to 10 years younger, and so there are patterns in this relationship that are keeping you from being able to grow. And what I would really direct you in looking at is um, finances and responsibility and spending, and kind of just more of this, I hate to say reckless approach. And I see you really wanting to be responsible and organized and structured. And if you can allow yourself to step back and regain this perspective of what is important to you and where you see your life going versus how she's living her life, it's going to help liberate you more. I think you're beating a dead horse on this one. I know that's kind of not the best term, but I just see you really wanting to make this work, and you're going to keep pushing this and pushing this and pushing this. If you can allow yourself to step back, they're saying that in August, there's somebody that is that there's an additional like an enhancement or continuing education units or school or something that I'm getting in August next year, that if you are free from this relationship with destiny, you've got a lot more potential to have a greater compatible relationship with this new person. It's the end of August, towards the very end of August.
Good to know. Tara says, hi, Marin. Will Rob and I be in a committed relationship?
I highly encourage this, but your heart just is not getting any validation. He's not a man of a lot of words. He doesn't communicate feelings. He's rather stubborn, rather stuck in his ways, but there is this love. And so if you keep at it, and I keep getting images of just the nurturing or more domestic or cooking or little thoughtfulness, even though it's not as acknowledged, I do feel like it's appreciated. So this is something where I would look at this as like a year and a half plan, showing him that his life doesn't really have to change, and yet you can still be in this relationship. He'll stop fighting this and he'll finally start to open up more, but he's really closed off, and he does not express to you how much he really does appreciate you and how much he cares for you.
And let's see. Jennifer says, can I please have an update on my promotion? No news yet, and work is so stressful right now. Thank you.
Yes, work is stressful for you right now, but I feel like you just keep getting put off, like you're waiting and waiting and waiting. They're showing me 2.5, 3 more weeks. You're not going to have any communication for about 3 more weeks. And then I am seeing this, it's like the gates just open and now there's communication. So it still looks positive. And I also want to tell you, I would not steer away from this and start looking at other positions and other opportunities, because this is going to unfold. And once it happens, you are going to be extremely busy, financial opportunities. I just see that this is where you're supposed to be, despite glitches that are completely not related to you. And it's the state of the world right now.
Lisa says, hello, Marin. Do you see Lamont being just friends, or will it turn into something more?
Careful with this one, because it feels like there's a little bit of an agenda. And I think that there is a huge chemistry and attraction that's mutual, but I don't feel like they are going into this with the idea that I want a relationship and I'm ready for that responsibility. It's more of, let's just see where this goes. Let's have fun. And I'm more concerned about them moving and having a physical distance in about a year and a half with a promotion opportunity, or just new career path. And so I would keep your heart a little more guarded, because I feel like this is not for you long term. But I would consider this more of a fun distraction in the meantime.
And I've seen some new names in the chat, and a reminder for those new people, if you're asking about a specific person, please use their first name. It'll help Marin lock on faster, and we can get through as many questions as we can. So welcome to the chat, but please use very specific questions with specific names. And we'll probably take one or two more regular questions and then switch over to the tarot cards. And a reminder for everyone that, again, just joined, I see a lot of new names that just popped on. You can ask a question, or you can just say, can I have a love card or a life path card or a general card? Marin will pick a card from her tarot deck and interpret that card for you based on your topic or just what the card means. And you can take that with your question that you have up in your head. And so our next question is from, let's see, Jackie. She says, hi, Marin. What do you see happening with Kevin and I? Friends, business partners, or will it develop into more? Will our horse rescue program be successful?
This is a very similar situation as the question that I answered just a couple questions prior, where I feel like you two have really come together at this time. We know it's in the midst of this pandemic. You guys have so much to accomplish, but right now the focus isn't going to be about the relationship. And I think the horse rescue program is something that I mean, it's fascinating to me, but I feel like it's so emotionally important to both of you, and your focus is going to be in a lot of what you're doing to build your life and his life independently yet simultaneously. And I see this being a friend connection, chemistry that kind of crosses the line from time to time, but then it's like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't have gone there. And it's just this ebb and flow. You have about 18 more months, and that's when I see now it's relationship. And I feel like you've kind of paved the way for the business foundation, yet still really independently keeping your identities and separate lives. So it's so fun though. I get a lot of travel and these events, and as long as you can be aware that your life will feel independent, but yet you'll have these opportunities to really partner and come together. 18 months is when I see him just saying, like, I'm ready. This is it. So you do have quite a future with him, but it's all about the timing on this one.
Very nice. Do you want to get ready for the tarot card section?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
My beautiful cards. So
I love your cards so much.
Thank you. You just grab glasses as well, so I can see a bit better.
There we go. And again, go ahead and start typing in like what type of card you want. You again can still ask specific questions too, but this section is geared more towards picking those cards. Oh, this is a nice little note real quick. Jennifer says, thank you, Marin. You helped me so much.
You are welcome, Jen. Thanks for reaching out and following on YouTube and hopefully Facebook next week.
Oh, thank you for the reminder. Yes, everyone, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Also, the little bell icon. That bell icon will notify you every time we go live. So you don't have to constantly be trying to remember, especially on the holiday season when we might skip a couple of Mondays. So hit that icon, the bell icon, so you can get a push notification sent to your phone every time we go live. And Marianne wants to have a love card, please.
Okay. Oh, Marianne. How fitting. The Two of Pentacles, which means this is a juggle. And having connected with you before and knowing you, this is even though this is Pentacles, which has to do with um, it's an earth sign, which has to do with groundedness and balance and structure. What I'm seeing for you is that you're juggling a lot more emotions. And so this is really about not overdoing it, not giving too much, not getting too close. You want to find that perfect balance without coming on too strong. So find that balance. 2 of Pentacles, if you want to look up this card and read a little bit more about it.
And then Jess says, hi, Marin. Can I please request a life path card? Thank you very much.
Oh, you got the Knight of Pentacles. And as I just said, Pentacles representing earth. So this groundedness, you are in a more stagnant place right now where it's time for you to gaze into that crystal ball and look at what is my next step. So like we discussed earlier about retrograde and revising, rethinking, now is a perfect time for you to really stand still, assess your life, and really decide what your next steps are going to be before you just recklessly mount that horse and run full speed ahead. Now's the time to really pause.
Elise says, a love card, please.
Love card, Wheel of Fortune. This is a card that in a reverse position would represent a lot more transition and change. This is showing change that yet has a lot of balance and a lot of structure. You've got all the 4 elements represented in the 4 corners, which shows that it's a very balanced cyclic. You're just on your life path as you are supposed to be. And I feel like everything is in progress or on track, on course. So don't change anything. Just stay the course.
Good to know. Tamika says, money card.
Let's see which you. Perfect. 4 of Pentacles. And this is about hanging on to money. So now is not the time to book that extravagant trip. You want to be a little more thrifty, a little bit more mindful, hold on to that money. On the flip side, if this was reversed, if this comes up for you in a reverse reading, it would mean that you just have a real unhealthy relationship to money to where you're just so tight you don't want to spend. This is saying just hang on to it for a little bit. Hang on to it till about the beginning of the year because there may be some unexpected expenses.
Good thing to know. Let's see. Vanessa says, hi, Marin. You're so awesome. May I have a love card, please?
Thank you.
Everyone's super nice today.
Oh, well, good. We need a little bit more kindness right now.
Yes.
Okay. Ace of Cups, and Cups is the suit of water and emotion. And so this is just showing an abundance. I mean, and look, I mean, you complimented me. It just shows who you are as a person. You've just got this outpouring of emotion and love and kindness. And so in love, I don't feel that you're any different. This is the Holy Grail card. This is basically saying like your cup is just overpouring with love and abundance.
I love that card.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Truth 305 wants a love card.
You have the Magician, or you are the Magician. This is the number 1 card in the tarot. 1 is in number 1. If you were to look this up, this is showing that what is above can be manifested and brought down below. So if you are trying to manifest a relationship, if you are praying, if you are doing positive affirmations, if you're trying to fix a relationship, like what you are doing in the spiritual realm is what you can manifest in the physical realm. So this is showing you've got the power. Obviously, with the Magician, he knows how to work those tools. He's learned the lessons. And I just keep being told, patience, patience, patience. That's not something you'd get out of this card, but your guide's just saying patience, patience. So I feel like you're working on a relationship and you've got all the tools, but you're waiting for the timing to line up.
Nice. And Hook says, what's in store for my businesses and for BJ and I? Oh, I lost your audio. Oh, there you go. I think you're back.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, you got the 10 of Cups, which is absolute abundance. This is kind of the happily ever after. Even though this does indicate more of a family and relationship, I would interpret this more as, because of what you are doing and what you are creating within this business, that you are able to provide, you're able to have the luxuries in life that are important to you. You've got the family that can be provided for, or that you were able to support. So this is just a fantastic card. Lots of abundance and opportunity.
Awesome. Alexis wants a career card. Specific question is, hi Marin, when do you see me going back to school, and do you see me getting the job as a daycare director?
Yes and no. I do see you going back to school. I feel like it's the beginning of the year. It's something that's off. It's not like the traditional, most colleges start in August. Like, I'm not seeing that. I feel like it's off, or that it's like mid year. I am getting January, but I keep seeing something that's more along the lines of a private preschool, not daycare. So you're actually going to take a more academic approach. Sorry, I'm tongue tied, because what I had drawn for you fits this perfect, but I didn't even reference this. This is the Page of Pentacles, which is similar to the Knight of Pentacles that we saw sitting, gazing at the crystal ball. You're also gazing at the crystal ball. And the reason why this card's coming up is because you're on the right track, but this path is actually going to lead you to a slightly more academic approach to what you're wanting to do. So instead of it being daycare director, I see you doing a little bit of a more mature level with preschool, state funding. It's a very different platform that you decide to go down this path instead.
Very interesting. And Andrew says, do you see me and Danielle getting back together?
Okay, so I'm still going to draw cards. Ooh, and this, yes, I do see you getting back together, but I think that this card shows that you're bound, you're blindfolded, you're not seeing something. You've got these swords. There's a very guarded, like, I feel that you're getting back together, but it's a very weak relationship. There's a lot of information that's being held back, or if you were feeling like there's some dishonesty, or you need to tell me the truth, and I'm not getting that there's cheating. I just feel like you're in a relationship with somebody that's not being honest to themselves. And how can you be in a relationship with this person if you don't even know what they're really about and where their future and directions and purpose? I just think that there needs to be a much bigger assessment for you to be able to see that this isn't such a compatible relationship. I think your heart's really connected, but I don't feel that this is what's best for you. However, I do see you guys getting back together.
Nelson says, career card, please.
Okay, Nelson, you've got the Fool card, which is showing that, yeah, as the title says, in this case, I would say, don't be a fool. Your head's up in the clouds that you don't even realize you're about ready to walk off this cliff. And so I feel like there's a lot happening, or a lot going on that you're just not aware of. And you're likely just to take the wrong step that could get you in some trouble. Be very careful, like a little more thoughtfulness towards your career path. Maybe you need to ask more questions. Maybe you need to talk with some people. Maybe you just need to really figure out where there is solid ground, instead of you just blindly continuing to do your job and not know how things are going. I feel like there's some structure issues within the company.
Interesting.
lack of structure.
We have about 6 more minutes left. I want to remind everyone when, Marin, when you'll be online tonight. When you want to tell everyone your hours.
Yes. I will be on in 1 hour, so 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time. And then the remainder of this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I will start sometime around 11 and then about 7, 8 p.m. on various days. So I've got a lot of hours this week.
Plenty of time for everyone to get in her queue. Her link in her bio is in the description of this video. Go ahead and save that and try to get a reading with her, because again, you get a little tense right now, but you can really dive in whenever there's that reciprocal, answering questions back and forth. Our next one is going to be from, let's see, Jessica. Hello, Marin. Will Avinash get back into relationship with me again? We are in separation, please and thank you.
Okay. Your card is the 8 of Cups, which is it's time for you to head to higher ground. I feel like you're hanging on to this relationship, and I also feel like you may be feeling a little misled or optimistic, hopeful. Sadly, I don't feel like his focus is exclusively on you. I feel like, gosh, I'll just keep it brief and say that when I'm looking at you in April of next year, I see you in a different partnership. And I think that there's a lot of heartache associated with this. But I really encourage you to consider moving forward in your life path and relationships.
Got it. And everyone that is planning to get a reading with Marin, who's never got a reading with California Psychics before, please use the promo code LIVE5. So when you go to our website or you download our app, you're going to first create your account. If it's your first time, you'll create a new account. And whenever you go through buying your first package, there's going to be a promo slot. Put in the promo LIVE5, and that'll get you $5 extra added to your account to get even more time with your favorite psychic. We have time for maybe 2 more. Let's see. Our next one's going to be from Adrienne. Says, love card, please. Will Nick and I make it through our current rough patch?
Okay. Cool. 9 of Swords. This is extreme heartache, but it is just a nightmare. This is a woman that's just woken up, and she's in that state of trying to decipher, is this real? Is this an illusion? Is this a nightmare? It is going to pass, but they're showing me not until about January do you really see past all of this, what you described as the rough patch. Ups and downs, but yes, you guys will make it, and this will soften.
And let's see. Oop, already answered that one. There we go. Susatina says, love and money card, please.
Okay. I'm trying to get to love and money. Okay. So with regards to love, you have the 7 of Cups, which is showing that your head's in the clouds. And what that means, that's a little harsh, but what that means is that you may have some unrealistic expectations towards a partnership or towards somebody that you're really wanting to pursue this relationship with. So I feel like your efforts are being wasted right now. It's a little bit of an illusion. So I be careful about love and the current path you're on. With regards to money, this is showing a partnership. This is showing, I'm feeling like if you have an old friend, a best friend, somebody from high school or something, that there's this opportunity to do a business together, a side hustle, partnership together. Your guides, despite this in the card, this is the 6 of Cups. In this card, it's showing nostalgia and friendship. What they're really communicating is you've got a business opportunity with somebody, and you should be going for it. And if it's something crafty, creative, Etsy, something that may seem like, but everybody's doing this, your guides are saying there's a career path for you that is going to be something that is a side opportunity that will turn into much more.
Very cool. Let's go ahead and answer one more. We have two people battling it out, trying to get the last one. They keep going for it. So let's just click and see which one it lands on.
Okay.
Oh, it is Jeanette. Hi, Marin. Career card. Do you see me getting the manager's position?
Page of Sword. Yes, they answered yes, but I do feel like this is kind of one of those, well, be careful what you wish for situations, because I do feel like you will get this, but I also feel like it will be year and a half before you're ready for the next stage. It's going to require you to be somebody that you're not. So this sword, representative of the suit of air and intellect, and this position requiring a lot more thought, what I see it meaning for you is that you will feel like you are people's enemies rather than their friends, that you've got to come down, you've got to crack down, you've got to be more of that authoritative person. And it will become harder and harder for you to do or manage in the way that they're wanting you to manage. So I do feel like it will be something that you outgrow, but financially the opportunity is great. And especially right now, I'm sure that you will appreciate the increase in the salary and being in this secure position.
That is good news. And then I'll end on Susanita says, thank you very much, Marin.
You're so welcome.
So nice today. So Marin, thank you very much for being here. As always, we love having you here. And thank you everyone that watched. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that bell icon, and come back next week. And we will, wait, next week, let's see. Let me double check. Yes, next week we will be here again Monday, same time, same place. Hopefully Facebook will be back too. And again, thank you all for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.